been 2 weeks since new Title IX rules went into effect across the country, expanding protections for LGBTQ+ students.
But an injunction issued by a judge in Kansas has left hundreds of Michigan schools and their respective districts in legal limbo on if and how to update their policies and subsequent enforcement.
News 8's Megan Bunchman's been digging into this story. She joins us now with the latest. Megan?
Brian, Sue, it's a problem dozens of West Michigan schools and their respective school boards are now facing. Which Title IX rules to enforce after a tangled web of legal battles continue surrounding what protections apply and to whom.
Shocking, bordering on scandalous.
Passionate parents continue to voice their concerns this week in front of the Caledonia Community Schools Board as many West Michigan school districts grapple with adopting new Title IX regulations that went into effect at the first of this month.
The words that have been amended really add up to the fact that there are tighter regulations about what school boards and/or schools themselves have to do to protect the interests of LGBTQ+ students.
Jeffrey Swartz, a professor of constitutional law at Cooley Law School, says the regulations require schools and school boards to allow students to use the restroom of the gender that they identify with, wear clothing of the gender that they identify with, and show up to dances with a date of their choice. But an injunction by a judge out of Kansas has left school districts in a legal limbo, with old Title IX rules applying to some schools despite the new regulations.
Mainly, our legal advice is this is the law currently because it did go through this regulatory process, but with the injunctions and the court challenges, that obviously down the road could put it into question.
In Caledonia, for example, the high school, 2 of its middle schools, and 1 elementary school are exempt at this time from the new policies because each school has at least 1 student whose parents are part of the right-wing group Moms for Liberty, an organization that halted the Biden administration's Title IX amendments.
They claim that this is all about the rights of the students who are subjected to LGBTQ students and all of their liberties and impedes their freedom of expression and speech. It is exactly the other way around. Their push is meant to deny LGBTQ students their freedom of expression, their freedom of speech, their freedom of association, their freedom of religion. All of these things are being denied because maybe a student within a school has now impeded those freedoms through the Mothers Against Liberty.
If you vote for this policy, you will knowingly be accepting a policy that violates your teachers' and students' First Amendment rights. As for the moral component, demanding students and teachers to go along with unscientific and contradictory gender theory and change their language to meet state-compelled speech and belief is morally repugnant.
Leaving the board confused about if and how they need to adopt the district's policy.
We want to continue to wait and see how things go, so that is the posture we're going to continue to take. The regulations did, of course, go into effect on August the 1st, so the way things currently stand for our district is that we have 4 schools that are under the injunction, and we have 5 schools that are not.
That calls for basically segregating LGBTQ students. I can see the Mothers Against Liberty going in there and saying, okay, we have a student here, a mother who objects, so you can't impose these regulations. And slowly but surely forcing LGBTQ students into one particular school. In other words, to create a segregated environment. That's not the purpose of Title IX, and it's not really in keeping with the rights and privileges of all students and all parents.
There are about 24 other schools in the West Michigan area that are facing the same struggle with no real answers or solutions on the table.
It appears the Title IX final rule also allows a trans-identified boy to claim a Title IX violation if not allowed in a locker room with girls, while a girl forced to share her locker room with that same boy could also file a Title IX case. Lawsuits are going to occur on both sides.
Still, all Michigan schools must abide with the state's Elliott Larson Civil Rights Act, which prohibits discrimination based on gender identity or sexual orientation. But Swartz says this isn't the last time we'll be hearing arguments surrounding this case. He predicts it will make its way up to the U.S. Supreme Court by early next year.
They eventually will go to court. They will use whatever's decided in a federal court to say that the state constitution, okay, which is based upon it, and the state constitution cannot violate federal law. A state statute cannot violate federal law.
The Caledonia Community School Board tabled the item once again this week as it waits to see what comes from the high courts. Brian.